This is what's called a gauge block set. We use gauge blocks we stack them up together and to make something of a certain length, usually for setting up a job, like measuring on a dial indicator, like a drop indicator, and we need to make some kind of a standard thickness for that. So a gauge block set allows us to take various blocks that you see here, and they're sized starting at 50 thousandths of an inch, and then 100 thousandths of an inch. It goes through from 100 to 100 in 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, all the way up to 109/10. All right, and then after that, it starts going 1,000th at a time. 101 thousandths, 102, 103, 104. So it goes 1,000th at a time, all the way up to 150 thousandths. All right, so you got quite a variety in between. Then after that, it goes 200 thousandths, 250, 300 thousandths, 350, like that, until you get up to 1 inch. Then we have a 1 inch block, a 2 inch block, a 3 inch block, which is missing from this set, and a 4 inch block. So the idea here is that these are ground and lapped extremely, extremely close tolerances. In fact, so close that when these are used properly, they're so flat that you can do what's called ringing, which is pushing these two pieces together and sliding them back and forth. And if these are clean and they're working properly and they're in good condition, they're so precise that when you ring them, they should stick together. These are a little bit dirty, so they're not sticking too well, but let's try another side. Okay, that's stuck. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to pull those apart anyways. So there's the 500, goes back in the right spot. The 600 you've always put them back in the right spot so people don't get messed up with it. At the same time, every time you pick one out, you should look on here to see what number it is. In this case, this was 0.1002. So that's 100 thousandths and 2/10. All right, so let's say I want to make up a gauging standard that's 866 thousandths. The reason I'm doing that is for something I'm going to do in another video when I show you how to use a drop indicator. So I need 866 thousandths. All right, so I have that number written here, and what I want to do is I want to find a number in here that will get rid of some of this. I'm going to subtract away from it, right? And you don't just pick any number. You start on the small size and work your way up. So it takes a little while to get used to it, but you gotta find something that's going to make sense to subtract from here. Like 106 would work well because the 6 on the end. Also 116 works well, and I'm going to use 116 thousandths of an inch. All right, and I've got the 116. Yep, that's the right one. So I'm going to subtract 0.116 from that. 0, 5, 7. So now I got 750 left to make up, all right? And the good news is I actually have one that's 750. So I'm going to take that one out, double check it. 750 thousandths. All right, that's the right one. So we stack these together. We've got that 866, all right? So you make sure they're nice and clean, right? And I'm going to ring them together. Ringing is basically pushing all the air out between them, and there's so little air in there that these will stick together. Okay, and that's how you get a thickness, your gauging thickness or your standard thickness. And we're going to use this in another video when I show you how to set up and measure using a dial indicator.